Our next coach is Rae Finley from the University of Florida. Kelly is beginning her 5th year as the head coach in women's basketball at the University of Florida. She's a Colorado State University graduate and a Minnesota native who was raised there with her 3 siblings, 2 sisters and a brother, who are often part of the crowd that you can see in the stands wearing orange and blue during Florida Gators games. Rae's led the Gators to 4 consecutive postseason appearances for the first time since 2014. Last year was the WBIT, the Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament. The semifinals and the finals last year for the WBIT were hosted at Hinkle Fieldhouse. I walked in to attend the semifinals with my wife to find out that day Rae became a new mom. So it was a tough day on the court for the Gators in that semifinals, but a good day, and I guess what I'd call the home court for the Gators. So congratulations for that life-changing moment. Rae's accumulated a winning percentage of .555 in SEC tournament action, which is the highest in the program's history, totaling 5 tournament game wins at Florida. Welcome to the podium, Rae Finley from the University of Florida.
Good morning, everybody, or should I say good afternoon, as we kick off the afternoon hour here. First of all, thank you all for being here and for your coverage of women's basketball in the SEC. In regards to the Gators and our team, we believe it's not only a new season ahead of us, but a new opportunity to write this next chapter the way that we feel is best suited for Florida women's basketball. We're looking forward to the season ahead. We return Layla Reynolds, Liv McGill, and Miara O'Neal as a core group, right? And with the addition of the change in the junior college rules, we were able to return Alexia DiZecco as well, which was a tremendous asset to us this offseason. Our non-conference should be something very fun to follow, fun to watch. Many, many home games for Gator fans everywhere. But this off-season was a bit untraditional for us in that we have many international student athletes, all who had the opportunity to compete with their national teams. So we feel refreshed, ready for the season ahead, and most definitely are looking forward to you all covering us and seeing us on the court here shortly.
Thank you, Coach. If you have a question, raise your hand. We have Tommy and Kelly. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll start right here in the center. Microphone coming from behind there.
Wilson Jackson with the Non-Basketball. How you doing, Coach?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
So one of my questions is, and you just kind of alluded to it, having the international players and them being able to play for their national teams, do you think that will be beneficial specifically not just within non-conference play, but as you get through just the trajectory of your schedule, will that play out for you guys in terms of success for this team, especially coming from last season where you guys were in games and then things kind of separated going down the stretch?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking to build on last season, but like I said, in this new season, right, start off really strong. And the international competition only amplifies what we feel like we're going to be able to do in the non-conference. Playing for your national team is undoubtedly a huge honor. And many could look at it as though, oh, well, your whole team wasn't together all summer. For us, we're refreshed, we're renewed, we're connected, and we're really focused on that common mission and that common goal that we have. But it was tremendous. All 3 of our freshmen, Kat, Nitty, and Mills, have a lot of experience on the international level, which should serve us well come conference season.
Okay, we'll stay in that same row. Second row, right here in front.
Hey, Coach, Neil Blackman, Saturday Down South. You guys, like gentleman next to me said, we're in a lot of games, and sometimes turnovers were just, I think you had 100 more turnovers than your opponents. That's a lot of possessions to give away.
Yeah.
What do you think about this team, even if it's something just like experience of these games, that will make that better this year?
Yeah, you said it. I think experience is the greatest teacher, right? And so we have a core group of student athletes that are committed to growing and learning. And both Liv and Layla had enormous experience live in game. They're diligent workers. They're students of the game. And I'm excited to see that improvement over the course of the season.
Okay, we'll go back down here in the center again.
Coach, we got a chance to kind of see Liv McGill grow up throughout the season, you know, non-conference, especially in SEC play. What's the next level in her trajectory this season?
She's a big-time player. She would tell you she's been working tirelessly on her leadership, her connection with each individual player, understanding what makes them tick, and how to drive a program forward, right? We have standards that we want to reach and expectations. And for Liv, she's unconventional in that she is old school in her approach. She's a worker. And as a coach, she couldn't be more proud of somebody who wants to earn everything that they receive. And her and Layla, Miara, being able to play off of each other. But that experience, you know, like you said, the SEC is a fast league. It's arguably, not so arguably, the best league in women's basketball. And so to be a freshman with that much experience that she had last season, using that, growing from the film, studying that in the off season, you're going to see huge growth this season.
A question, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll go down here. Kevin?
Kevin Skarbinski with the SEC blog. How do you translate the success you've had in the SEC tournament into more consistency during the regular season?
Well, you know what? I appreciate and I love that question because that's the truth. And we need to peak earlier. Though you want to peak in March, we've talked with our team. We've really evaluated this off season where we need to grow sooner as a program. And part of that is in the consistency of our players. You know, sometimes you have lucky breaks, sometimes you don't. We had two key contributors last season that really, Layla Reynolds, her first game back was our 5th game of the season, coming off of hip surgery. So just things like that, having consistency in our training, being able to evaluate where those gaps and holes were for us this offseason, rebounding, defense, where scoring is coming from, transition defense, ball screen defense, especially in our league, and being able to address those things earlier, have better chemistry early. And so that's been huge for us in terms of how we connect both on and off the court to elevate our play.
Go back down here to Kevin.
When your men's team wins the national championship, is there any extra bounce for the women's program, just shining a light on basketball at the University of Florida in general?
Great question. Absolutely. Basketball is flourishing at the University of Florida for both the men and the women. The excitement is abuzz. You can hear it in Gator Nation. I'll share one story. Walter Clayton Jr. is a tremendous teammate. We share a complex. We share a facility with the men. And we practice relatively the same time. So we spend a lot of time together, both coaches and players. It's a unique environment where, you know, many times we talk about you are the company you keep. And I can't tell you guys how many times Walter would walk into that training room and say, when we win, we all win. You know, when you eat, we all eat, right? And for men's basketball to be uplifting the women's basketball team and the women's basketball team to subsequently be uplifting the men's team is just truly special. So you're spot on with that. Basketball buzz is at an all-time high on campus, and we're looking forward to the season ahead.
Okay, Coach, we'll go down front again here in the second row.
When your last name's O'Neal, that the expectations on you, even if you're playing checkers, are probably pretty intense. So just talk about Miara's development and just kind of what you've seen from her. That you brought her here, so
yeah. Oh man, I'm grateful that you asked that question. I had hoped somebody would. Miara has grown more than anybody on our roster in many, many ways. And as a coach, to understand your student athletes is a tremendous part in initiating that progress, right? And so for Miara, the trust was at an all-time high. Her buy-in to her process and her timeline and her ability to quiet the outside noise is elite. You all will be very pleased with what you see on the court from her this season and her growth everywhere. The speed of the game, the pace of the game, she's really worked tirelessly on her overall strength, her conditioning, but she might be one of the most skilled bigs in the country in terms of her ability to shoot the three, go inside, outside, rebound, initiate the offense, and things of that nature. She's now more ready than she was last year. But to be as young as she was, to be bought into that process is incredibly unique.
Got another one here in the middle.
Coach, obviously every season is different. What did you learn about yourself the most after last season, and what could fans expect differently about this year's team?
I'm probably the most critical of myself. I was raised by a coach, and so coaches' kids sometimes are just a little bit different, right? The evaluation of what we needed to do differently as a staff in order to have us prepared earlier in the season is going to be critical to our success this season. Just evaluating defensive schemes, offensive schemes, who needs the ball when and where, combined with the experience that we now have that we didn't have. But in talking to our team, we're still young. We have one senior. We're young and hungry, right? And so us as a coaching staff, I feel like we've really improved this offseason. Not only to be in those close ball games, that's SEC play. Every game comes down to 1 or 2 possessions. But the ability to execute down the stretch comes with composure, consistency, confidence, and things of that nature.
Over here on our left, Patrick.
Coach, being a coach's kid and growing up in that world, we all know for some reason, kids, we struggle with receiving instruction from our parents. I don't know why that is. But was there some type of realization as a head coach where you're like, dang, I now get it?
Oh, absolutely. I remember growing up, my dad saying, he was diligent. He was, go to the X, right? You'd be a step off of the X on the court, and you'd be like, I'm on the X. No, you're not on the X, right? And so I find in myself, in my teaching, in our teaching as a staff, those little details that matter. That when I was, 16, 17, 18, I'm like, what's the difference of 2 feet? Oh boy, the difference in 2 feet is enormous, right? But just the discipline that's required to be prepared in order to have our team prepared, I think that that's something that sometimes is missed. The sacrifice in what it takes to be a coach, to mentor and help grow young women to be strong and confident and powerful, both in business and in life. I think that's the ultimate goal for us all as coaches. But yeah, I definitely have had that epiphany.
Coach, thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Go Gators.